principle, patience, and growth. This is Get Mastermind. Belief turns to behavior. Execution creates freedom. Consistency
Happy
builds
Monday,
the
happy
future.
Monday, happy Monday.
We stay
Global
intentional.
Alliance family, what is going on? Happy Monday. Blow up the chat, Let's go, let's grow. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super pumped up right now. I don't know if it's the Super Bowl, the Bad Bunny Bowl, or the Benito Bowl. I don't know about you guys, but that performance was amazing. Rebecca, how's it going?
It's going great. I feel like we were a little divided on that. Like some people loved it, some people not so much. So let's hear it in the chat. Did you love it? Did you not? I mean, it's okay. We didn't put that event together.
Throw a one if you enjoyed the Benito Bowl, throw a two if you didn't. At least you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl. I mean, it was a decent
the Turning
game.
Point USA one was not so bad.
Well, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. Happy Monday. Global Alliance, I'm super pumped up and excited because today we have a special session for you guys. And if you see me doing this, it's because I am multitasking and I'm actually making notes here for the special guest that we have coming up. But before we do just that, I am excited because we have some special announcements. We have something special that we want to release for you guys. And I have my co-host here, Rebecca, to help us with this amazing announcement. We can't wait for you guys to enjoy this. And is there any little teasers that we want to give, or should we just give them everything?
I think we should just share it. I mean, we're super excited. This is our third year doing Build at Sea. And we're super excited to put that together once more. I mean, last year, if you didn't go, you missed an amazing event. And if anyone here in the chat can kind of just share real quick, did you go? Were you there? Was it amazing or what? Everyone left impacted. And so I think this is something that we were excited when we saw the opportunity to hold this event again. And so this year, you want to register early. The early bird always gets the worm. So Gino, share the site with us.
With that being said, I was there, and I know everyone that was there was impacted by this event. Not just the event, but the experience. We got to vacation and also learn, but we're surrounded by amazing leaders, top performers in this industry that are pouring into each other. And it was an amazing experience, and we want to share that experience with you guys once again. So with that being said, buildatsea.com, our website is officially live. So for you that take action, you guys are going to be able to benefit from so many amazing things that we have lined up for you guys. Buildatsea.com. Go ahead and make sure you share this with your agents. Share this with other agents that need to be inside of this room. Okay, inside of this cruise.
Agnostic event. Yeah. So yes, everyone can come.
Absolutely. So Build at Sea 26. We have all the information on there. July 9th through the 12th. We're going to be heading out from Port. I can never pronounce this word.
Port Canaveral.
Yes, and it's going to be an amazing time. We're going to hit the Bahamas. We're going to have an amazing time with amazing leaders, and we have all the information on there. If you're looking to grow your business, implement AI, do some attraction, magnetic marketing strategies, sales. You name it, we're going to have an amazing time. And you guys can see we have a nice lineup of past speakers that have delivered an amazing experience for you guys. So make sure you guys visit buildatsea.com and go ahead and make sure you guys can register for your tickets. So without further ado, I want to bring my co-host Rebecca back on here because we have an amazing special guest in the room. And I'm super excited for this one.
I am super excited as well. And Gap Fam, thank you so much for connecting today. You can always expect topics that cover growth, action, and production. And so today we're honored to welcome Ricky Carruth, and he is a top performing real estate agent, entrepreneur, and the founder of Zero to Diamond Coaching Movement. Ricky has been selling real estate since 2002, closing over a thousand transactions as a single agent, generating more than $1 billion in career sales. Wow. He's been the #1 agent on the Gulf Coast, for over a decade and is known for his relationship first, no pressure approach to business. Through Zero to Diamonds, Ricky has helped thousands of agents across the world build consistent, scalable businesses. And today he is here to pour into our community. Welcome, Ricky. We're excited to have you.
How you guys doing?
Hi, we're
Let's go.
good.
Let's grow.
Good to see you guys, man. You guys are getting hype up here.
Oh my gosh, we're so excited. And we're so excited
My
to have you here.
goodness,
So
man.
thank
You
you.
guys
Thank you so much.
drinking Celsius and coffee at the same time, and no telling what all you guys are doing up over there. Cool. Great. Well, I'll just dive right in here, guys. What I want to do is just gotta share my thoughts on where we are in the market, what you need to be thinking about, what you need to be doing to build your business this year, and then take some questions. We can do some Q&A towards the end. All right. So I just want to start with this. When I was building my business, okay, when I was building my business to $1 million a year, I would look for excuses to go out there and engage with people in my community. I would look for excuses, any excuse I could find to fire me up about connecting and communicating with people in my market, whether it be past clients, new clients, completely cold clients. It didn't really matter. But I was looking for excuses. And right now, we're coming out of the worst market that we've ever seen in history for real estate agents. We had more people cancel deals in the last 60 days. We had more sellers take their homes off the market in the last 60 days than we ever have in history. But we're also coming out of a year where more people, more consumers use real estate agents than ever before in history. So even in the midst of the lawsuits and the transparency and all the things that are happening around the commissions and buyer agency agreements and all the things that are happening in the industry that people predicted would turn our industry upside down and buyer commissions would go away. And AI is going to replace real estate agents, etc. Here we are. We're still standing. We're still resilient, and more people have used us to buy and sell homes over the last 12 months than ever before in history. If that doesn't tell you something, and so I just want to make a couple of predictions really quickly. Number one, we're going to make more money this year, of course. But we're going to make more money over the next decade than we've ever made in history over a 10-year period. And for a couple of reasons. One, we're going to have more transactions than we've ever had just due to population growth and pent-up demand. We're gonna have more transactions. We're gonna be able to sell those properties and do those transactions, in less time. We're gonna sell more transactions in less time because of AI and technology. And then furthermore, we're gonna have less agents. So it's going to be more money, more transactions. You're going to be able to do more deals in less time with fewer agents. And we're already seeing this. 71% of agents, there's that fake news. I'm going to call it fake news. Like chart from NAR. NAR said that it wasn't us that put that out. It's fake news. That 71% of agents did a deal last year. But I'll give you a real stat, which is really coincidentally the same exact number. 71% of agents do not have a listing right now. And that's funny because back in 2016, 82% of agents had at least 2 listings. This gap between agents who are selling and successful and selling at a high level and the ones who are selling literally zero is growing every year. Every year. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And so when I say we're going to have less agents, I don't know what the agent count's going to be or if people are just going to sit around with licenses and just not sell homes. But I can tell you this, the number of active agents is going to continue to decrease. It's going to continue to decrease with the improvements in technology and communication, just like we're seeing. We've been seeing it for over a decade now. We're going to continue to see it. And so my advice to you is be part of the 5, 10, top 20% of agents who are crushing it, who are going to make more money, selling more deals in less time with more transactions on the table, because you don't want to be on the other side of that coin. I always said real estate is really fun when you're actually selling properties. It is hell on earth if you aren't. I guess the worst place in the world to be if you're not selling. And so you definitely want to be on that equation. This is the setup, guys. This is the setup. And the next 90 days, because this is the beginning of the recovery. So the next 90 days are the most important for you to expand your brand during this time. When I came back out of 2008 from losing everything, going homeless, that first, let's just call it it was 90 days. It was crucial, but let's just call it a couple of years that kind of spawned out of what I did during those 90 days, literally built my entire career. And this is your 2008 moment on steroids, because we're in the rebound right now. I called August 1st as the bottom of the market, and we've seen nothing but growth when it comes to demand since then. We had a hiccup in December of pending home sales. Why? Because inventory dropped 18%. There was nothing to buy. That's going to affect the existing home sale report that's going to come out for January in a couple of weeks. And everybody's going to think doom and gloom with that. But fear not, the pending home sales report is going to come right behind it. And you're going to see that pending home sales went through the roof in January. So I'm excited about both of those reports coming out, because I know exactly what they're going to say. It's clear as day to me. And it's clear as day to me exactly where the market's going and how much money you guys are going to make this year if you apply yourself. If you understand the one key metric that actually matters, which is having conversations with people in the market. So listen, your job is not to sell listings. It's not to sell homes. It's not to, handle objections or get people to do things. It's simply one thing: help people do what they already want to do. Right. And your job is to masterfully uncover what it is they want to do and why, so that you can help them do it. And so, agents are like, I have a conversion problem. I have these buyers and sellers that want to do stuff, but I can't get them to do stuff. Well, guess what? You're not going to get them to do anything. Your problem is not conversion. Your problem is volume of conversations with people in the market who might want to buy or sell. There are so many people buying or selling. Like, there are more people right now buying or selling stuff today that would have said yes to you, that you couldn't even handle all the business that's available to you. Right. You can't get to it, because it's so, like, you got to go through so many people to find the yeses. But even if you found all the yeses, you can handle it all. Like, and that comes back to one of my core principles of abundance for real estate agents. Business is unlimited for each and every agent, forever. You'll never do it all. It'd be like trying to drink the ocean or eat an entire all-you-can-eat buffet. It never happens. Like, you go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, and it's like you try to eat. Like, I've tried to eat entire all-you-can-eat buffets before. Never happens. They keep bringing more food out, and even if the restaurant fills up with people, aka agents in the market devouring all these deals, guess what? The kitchen brings out some more. Same thing with real estate transactions. They never end. So you just have to understand these principles and concepts and realize that the main problem in your business, more than likely, is just volume of conversations. You'd be surprised at the problems that volumes of conversations will actually solve in your business. And so when you understand what the key metric is, conversations with people in the market, then it's just a matter of having enough, because your job is, I told you what your job's not. Your job is not to, list properties, sell listings, sell homes. Your job is to help people do whatever it is they're trying to do. But how do we actually accomplish this at a high volume where we can actually predict what we're doing? You have to think about your business in terms of like a filtration system, right? Your job is to filter through the entire market and touch every single person that you possibly can. Hopefully every single person in your market. That'll never happen. Another reason why business is unlimited for each and every agent. But if you think of your business as a filtration system, like filtering through the market to find the 20 to 30% of people who love you forever and will do business with you till the ends of the earth, like, that's your job. The 70% who never do business with you either don't like you or already have another agent or whatever. Who cares? And so people get so hung up on the 70%, they lose sight of the 20%. They start to stereotype the entire market. I just got off a coaching call, and she was like, everybody overlooks me. Like, it's hard to compete with these higher level agents because everybody kind of overlooks me because I'm just this small little agent. I was like, your first mistake is the fact that you're stereotyping the entire market, saying that they're overlooking you. Like, not everyone's overlooking you. You did 22 deals last year. So like, it's facts that not everyone is overlooking you. So you can't stereotype everyone and say everyone's overlooking me. So what's the point of getting out there and putting myself out there and trying to do business? That's the same thing as saying, well, nobody's selling. Like, you can't stereotype every single person and say nobody's selling. Look in your MLS. There are closings happening every single day. There are listings hitting the market every single day. There are closings happening every day. There are buyers, writing offers and negotiating deals and coming to ratified contracts. There's pending deals happening every single day by the truckloads. We got to get out of this mindset of just thinking nothing's happening. No. even at the bottom of the market of this 4 million existing home sale market, things are happening you still can't handle all the business in the worst market possible. The problem is we stereotype the market, and then we stop having enough conversations to supply our business with enough pipeline to sustain the business that will grow at the speed that we desire. So I'm going to come back to my original statement, which is I look for excuses to get out there and talk to people. So like an excuse right now, I just make things up, guys. Dude, trick yourself, turn it into a game. I literally make things up. So last Friday, when they postponed the jobs report, like I'm gonna get like nerdy with you in the weeds. They postponed the jobs report. Okay, it was supposed to happen last week. You know, the number one thing the feds look at is labor, the labor market. If labor market's weak, if the labor market's weak, then they're gonna if it's weak, like if there's more jobless claims, if the unemployment jumps up and stuff like that, they're gonna start reducing rates. So if it's a weak, then they're going to pull back. If it's strong, then they're going to do the opposite. And so I'm thinking okay, they pushed it back a week. We know with jobless claims, we saw a little bit of weakness because of the snowstorms. I'm just thinking about all this in my mind. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get as many listings as I can before next Friday. Why? Because when the jobs report comes out, if it shows any kind of weakness, then rates may drop a little bit. And then we're going to get a rush of buyers, which we're going to get a rush of buyers in the spring anyway. We're going to have a normal spring market this year. We didn't have a normal spring market last year. We're going to have a normal spring market this year, which is incredible because we can plan for it. And this is the cool thing. When you trick yourself into initiating and engaging and getting listings and building business and finding buyers and all these things, and whatever you tricked yourself into thinking was going to happen to make you take the action, it doesn't matter if that thing happens or not. If I stack listings this week, because maybe the jobs report is weak and rates go down and we have a buyer rush, and now I have a bunch of listings where the buyers come in, and the jobs report is strong and rates probably may go up. I don't care. I just got a bunch of listings. If I think that the spring market's going to be a normal great spring rush, and I go out there for the next 30 days and I try to get 25 more listings, and the spring rush doesn't hit, but I'm sitting on 25 listings, I'm happy. And so you play these games with yourself to help you get fired up. It was like when the deal of the decade right now is new construction. You get a new construction home for less than you can get an existing home right now in most markets. And so and they're giving incentives, right? Buy downs, appliances, they're paying the closing costs. They're they're just throwing the kitchen sink at you, trying to get to buy these new construction homes. It's you want to give me a brand new home? You're going to give me all this stuff too? And I can get it cheaper than an existing home, and I can rent it out for more than what the mortgage payment is going to be if I'm an investor. I can get into a new home if I'm a first-time home buyer, and it's literally has a builder warranty, no maintenance for 5 years. If anything goes wrong, the builder's got to come back. Sign me up for 5 of them. I bought 5 of them. I bought 5 of those as rental properties a couple years ago because I was like, this is the deal of the century. But nothing could fire me up more than calling existing homeowners who own smaller homes than the new construction homes. You'd have to wrestle me to get me away from the phone to call. I feel obligated to call these people and say, do you know that you could get into this brand new home for this situation? You would have to wrestle me away from the phone to stop me from calling people. That's the kind of stuff that you need to play games with yourself about. What scenario can you create in your mind that turns you into a machine when it comes to creating conversations with the exact people that you want to do business with? That's what you need. That's what you need in your life. You need excuses. And this is what I used to do. Just find excuse after excuse after excuse. And I get to where I tell myself stories. Thinking about jobs reports coming out and mortgage rates possibly going down and using that as an incentive to fire myself up to get more listings. That's kind of wild to think about it, but that's what I did. Right? You gotta, if you want to succeed in this business, you gotta have something. There's gotta be something wrong with you. God knows something's wrong with me, and there's got to be something a little wrong with you guys too. For sitting on a Zoom on a what is this, Monday? And you're sitting on a Zoom on a Monday trying to figure out how to sell more properties. You know why? Because I guarantee you, there's not a single one of you out there right now who want to sell real estate until your last dying breath. I guarantee you, there's not a single one of you that want to sell real estate until literally you die. I guarantee you guys are all doing this because you want to do something something else with your life, right? This is a transitional career for you so that you can get yourself to this financial position so that then you can go do what you actually want to do with your life. And so for you to be here to learn something that you don't even really want to do forever, like you gotta have something wrong with you. Like something seriously wrong with you. And that's the good thing about it. Like that's not a bad thing. You want to be the outlier, right? And this is what's going to put you in that top 5%, 20%, 25% of agents who are actually going to crush it over the next decade, when the 75% is just sitting around wondering, well, I really hate my W-2 job, but I'm scared to call people, or whatever the case may be, which brings up another great point. If you were looking to buy or sell a home, I want you to think about this. I'm not telling you got to cold call. I'm saying, if you were looking to buy or sell a home, because I'm a big believer. I don't care how you get your leads, as long as it creates conversations with the people who you do business with at the frequency that your business will grow at the velocity you desire. I don't care what you do. Right? You can do a million different ways. Like I even teach, like direct mail, text, email, social media. I coach all that stuff. But just the fact, okay? Just the fact, if you were a buyer or seller in this market, right? Would you hire an agent that you knew for a fact, not that they build their business cold calling, but just the fact that they're not willing to make cold calls? Would you hire that agent? I wouldn't. Like, I don't even care. Like, if you're scared to call somebody, like you're scared to call somebody, you're scared to cold call somebody, you're going to be scared to call the agent when we're negotiating a deal. You're going to be scared to call a buyer that inquired about my property. You may hesitate 5 extra minutes because you're scared of, and then that buyer may get away. I want to see zero hesitation in you, because you're my number one pick out of 20,000 agents in the market. I could pick any agent. I'm going to pick the one that is ready to roll and willing to do anything it takes. It's not the fact that you build your business on cold call or not. It's the fact that you're willing to do whatever. That's who I want in my corner. You need to think about that. If there's like something, here's what I want from all of you guys, and let's take some questions. I want you to become the agent that you would hire because you know everything about yourself that nobody else knows about. You know what you do behind closed doors. You know how many times you said, I'm going to go to the gym, didn't go to the gym, going to get up at this time, didn't get up at this time, going to make calls, didn't make calls. You know, every time you let yourself down, you're the only person that knows exactly how many times you've lied to yourself and others. The moment you actually become the agent that you would hire out of all the agents in the market, like serious, honest question, that's the moment everything changes, because people can like feel it. It's like oozing out of you. Like it's like it is who that is now this is who you are. And like, that's the secret, guys, is becoming the agent that you would hire. Everything changes when you get to that point. So it all starts with you. When you tell yourself you're going to wake up. Tell yourself you're going to make calls. Tell yourself you're going to do whatever, you do it every single time. People are like, well, I'm scared to make calls. I'm like, okay, well, when do you get up every morning? They're like, what's that got to do with it? I was like, I'll let you know. They're like, sometimes I get up at this time. I'm like, all right, there's your problem, because you're not dependable to yourself. You feel like you can't be dependable to other people. So now you subconsciously are scared to make calls because you don't feel like you're adequate enough to even represent them at the level that they need, or at the level that you would want to be represented. You're not even there yet. Like, become the person. Stop playing around with it. Like I said, there's not a single one of you that wants to be a real estate agent until the day you die. So why are we waiting to succeed? Why don't you succeed as fast as you can? Have these conversations. The only thing between you and $1 million a year are thousands of conversations, one-on-one conversations with people in your market. How quickly are you going to get through those thousands of conversations? You're going to drag it out for the rest of your life? You're never going to get there. You're going to do it in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Like, let's get it done so we can make the meal, so we can go do what we actually want to do with our lives. That's the way I live. That's why I don't sell anymore. That's why I don't sell anymore. Because I did it real fast. I got to the meal, and now I moved on to the things I actually wanted to do in my life, which was I had a calling to help agents. I thought my calling was to help people buy and sell properties, until I realized what this industry really was. Can you guys still? Okay, you guys still hear? Something happened on my Zoom. Let Like I realized what this industry actually, once I got to $1 million a year, I realized what this industry actually is. I got into the insides of this industry, and I realized, oh my gosh, I have to help people. This is my calling. So hey, everybody thinks they want to sell real estate until the day they die, until the day that they don't. Joshua Smith told me, I'm still selling 100 properties a year as a single agent, and I was coaching at the time. He's like, man, I can't believe you're not building a team, not doing this. I was like, dude, I love it. I love selling property. I love going to listing appointments, showing properties, doing all these things. He's like, yeah, you're going to love it till you don't. And he was absolutely right. There was a time there towards the end where $1 million clients were calling me, and I was cringing because here I was financially set for the rest of my life, but yet these clients could call me and talk to me any kind of way they want to talk to me, make me go anywhere they want me to go. No. I'm out of here. I'm going to sit right here in my house and watch my daughter grow up right there. You can live whatever kind of life you want to live, guys. But you can't allow a negative expectation to create anxiety around things that you need to do that produces procrastination and inaction. You gotta have a great expectation. Think about it like this, okay? For all the, I don't know about calling people thing. I'm not saying call people. I'm just saying, like, this is a concept you could think about. If you knew for a fact that you would get 5 to 10 signed listing agreements after 500 calls, how quickly would you make those calls? I tell you how quick I'd make them. I'd make them even if I didn't know for sure I was going to get listings, because I assume that I'm going to get them. But for the people that are like, not going to make calls, whatever, how quickly would you actually make the calls though? How quickly would you go from not going to make calls to, oh, I'm going to make those calls like yesterday? See, the positive expectation creates action. When you have a positive expectation about something, that creates faith, right? Hope is a substance of things hoped for, which means which means future, right? This is what I believe is going to happen in the future if I do this. Now I'm going to do this. But if you have a negative expectation, like, I don't know if that's going to work, right? If I do that, then you're not going to do that. Just think about how productive you could be if you had nothing but positive expectations about everything that you did, and how much action you would actually take, and how many activities and actions did you take that actually move the needle. I could rant, I could run, I could talk about a lot of different things. I want to dig into what you guys got going on in your minds, what the problems may be in your businesses, so I can kind of shed some light maybe on some of the macro topics from some of you guys that are in the room. So let's dive in there. If you guys want to throw your hand up, come on and ask questions. Happy to answer those.
All right. I think I see Jawad Kareem has his hands up.
Add whoever's asking the question, whoever's running the Zoom, add them to the there we go.
Hey, Ricky,
what's up, dude?
Doing? I'm good. Hey, first and foremost, I appreciate you taking time. I know we've DM'd a little bit over the last few weeks, and you always take time to respond to me and give me, even if it's a quick snippet, to help me out of a situation. So thank you for that. I've avidly followed your journey as long as I've been in this industry, about 10 years, always dropping knowledge from the live cold calling to how you're expanding on the greatness now and tracking your journey with acquisition.com and all the major moves you're making. What was the big switch for you when you went from being that just rock star IC where you'd be pounding the phones for hours a day, going for a run, coming back and doing it again, to now where you're literally jet setting and you're being able to exponentialize your impact across the country?
It's just incremental baby steps. There wasn't like one moment, right? Like as far as like making the calls and everything, like when I got to the point where when you build simple systems around your business and life, and you build your business around your life, not your life around your business, right? You build the life that you want, you build the quality of life that you want, and then you build your business around it, right? Most agents build their life around their business. Like they lay out their business, and then they try to fit their life in around their business. And then they have no quality of life because their business takes priority, and there's no real, I say balance, like it's all life to me. But when you build the life that you want, and then you build the business around your life, everything changes. And so when I built really simple systems, by the way, 99% of agents' problems are this right here. They have real complicated systems, and you can't scale any kind of complicated system. And they're focusing on way too many things. And so when you really break things down, right, you've got to have simple processes around. That's why I was able to sell 100 properties a year for 8 years in a row as a single agent, because I had really simple systems, simple processes. You can scale when you have simplicity in place. And so building your business around your life, creating simple processes, and I could actually see, I could visualize where my business is going to be. And what was really cool is it happened exactly the way I visualized it. When I got to the $1 million a year, I didn't have to cold call anymore because of the systems I put in place. And so when I got to the place where let's put it this way, you if your business comes more than 50% past clients and referrals, you will not grow your business. A lot of agents' businesses are more like word of mouth, referrals, past clients. Well, that's what you do when you get to the place you want to be, right? That's called when most of your business is past clients, referrals, word of mouth. That's your maintenance stage. That's your maintaining your income. You're not growing your income anymore. You're maintaining it. The only way to grow it is to expand your brand, expand your footprint, expand your sphere. And so a lot of agents just kind of stop right there, right? I realized that I had to build my sphere, my pipeline, to the point that I was making the $1 million. Then I could shut off the prospecting, and that's what I did. So when I got there, because I think I understand the question, but not too sure. So if I'm not answering exactly correctly, you can ask a follow up. But when I got to that point, I was like, I don't have to call anymore. And I was working 50 hours a week when I was calling and running my business. So I took the calling out and I was maintaining the $1 million because now I'm just working on past clients and referrals. I was like, what am I going to do now with this 25 hours? And I'd already started writing a book and doing all these other things because I thought, man, most coaches get in business. They sell properties for 2 years. They sell like 19 properties and they start selling a course for $1,000. I got in the business, made a meal, lost it all, came back 6 years to get back to 100 deals a year for 3 years in a row before I even thought about trying to teach somebody how to do something. And so I thought, wow, look at my story. I was homeless. Now I'm the #1 RE/MAX agent in Alabama. Like I got to help people. And so then I just incrementally started taking the baby steps using the 25 hours that I got back. It was so cool. I was on stage a couple of weeks ago at the agency's forum down in Fort Lauderdale. And I didn't write this. It just kind of came out on stage because I realized something. I was like, wait a minute. Like, I built this brand as a real estate agent. And then that brand actually bought me time back to 25 hours. Like, the only reason I got 25 hours back is because the brand I built as an agent. It started producing residual leads, past clients, referrals. And so I was like, wow, like I took the time that the brand that I built gave me back. And then I took the skills that I used to build the brand to go build another brand, right? To build the coaching brand, which is what put me right here on this Zoom call, right on that stage at the forum. It's really wild to think about, like, principles in business apply to everything. Like there's timeless principles, like some principles I teach. Closings happen every day, regardless of market conditions. Business is unlimited for every single agent. Competition doesn't exist. Relationships over transactions in every single situation. Those are kind of timeless, principles. But when you think about like brand building and social media and, the different platforms that have come along, came and went. Platforms can come and go, right? But people are still here. Markets can come and go, but the people are still here. And so it's really interesting when you understand the principles around building business. There's no way you can get to $1 million. There's only one path to $1 million as a real estate agent, or in my opinion, really almost any business. And that is compounding of relationships over time. Like for real estate agents, do you guys know of a new agent? Does any of you know of a brand new agent, year one, that made $1 million in their first year? I never heard of one. Maybe it exists, maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of weird thing. So think about that for a second, ladies and gentlemen. If there's not a new agent ever in history that actually made $1 million their first year, then that must mean that there's not a single lead gen activity that actually makes you $1 million. So then what does make you $1 million? There's only one path, and that's compounding the relationships over time, growing your database, stair-stepping the people who know who you are, what you do, and you're here to help over time into the year that you made. Year 7, when you make the $1 million, is not from the leads you got year 7. You made the $1 million from all the leads you got year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all compounded into year 7. This is the only way. And people start these lead gen activities and they think, oh, I'm going to get to $1 million with this. And then they don't see it happening after like 3 or 4 weeks. And they're like, oh, this isn't working. I'm going to go try this other thing. They don't realize none of it's going to get you to $1 million. Actually, all of it will get you to $1 million, just not right now. So you have to take those. I give you guys the secret. 5 a day. If you put 5 people a day in your database that you talked to, you had a great conversation with, that might do business with you now or in the future, right? That's 1,000 a year. Now you got 1,000 people. Do a weekly email on the same day of the week forever. 1,000 year 1, 2,000 year 2, 3,000 year 3, 4,000 year 4. Like, it just builds. And by year like 5, 6, you're doing $1 million. And everybody's like, how'd you do that? Well, this crazy guy from Alabama told me just put 5 people a day in my database to do a weekly email. And all of a sudden, bam, I'm the #1 agent in my entire market. Simplicity, guys. Things have to be super simple.
That's powerful. No, thank you. And you answered it. You got me into your mind on how you're viewing things, and I think that helps a lot. And I will say again, from just observing from afar, I've seen it in your life as a father, as a husband, in your health. You're living it, man. So I appreciate it. Thank you for setting the example and kind of giving us the keys to it.
My pleasure, bro. My pleasure. You guys can live any kind of, I'm living proof that you guys can live any kind of life that you want. I literally designed my entire life. You know, I travel 3 or 4 times a month with my family and our dog. Like I buy our dog a plane ticket, and we fly all around the country speaking to agents on some of the biggest stages in the industry. Yeah, it's and like I say, like, this was God's plan. This wasn't my plan for me. Like you think I knew like knew all this was going to happen? Art, what you got?
Hey, what's going on, Ricky? My friend here's got a question for you.
Hey, Ricky. I'm Alessandra. Hello, everyone. We're in San Antonio. We're a very proficient cold calling team. So right now, with the listing appointments that I've been getting this year, what I've noticed, it's a lot different than last year here in our community. All the new homes, as I assume everywhere, they're just booming. So my question to you is there any new marketing strategy that you've implemented or you're thinking about to be able to market the pre-sale homes against those new home communities?
The pre-existing homes.
Yes.
No, there's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing you can do. And by the way, your job isn't to sell that listing.
Okay.
Your job is to help. Your job is to help that person.
Okay.
Right. And so think about it like this. Okay. Like, I mean, how many people list their properties and, like, if it sells, great. If it doesn't, they don't care. Right. Now you do have people that, like, want to sell and they're in trouble and they have to sell for this much, or they're going to XYZ. And there are those situations, but, like, that's not your problem. That's not your, like, you didn't put them in that situation. Even if you're their agent when they bought the house, they're still the ones that made the decisions to do the things. And who knew what the market was going to do XYZ. Like, your job now is to help. So it's not to sell the property. Selling the property could be a byproduct of you helping them, but not that your job is to consult them. Okay. So, okay, we're on the market. Like, okay, here's what you have to do. Here's why you're trying to do this. Okay. Now, here's why you're trying to do it. I'm going to ask 5 or 10 more questions to understand why. Cause I want to treat you the exact way I'm going to treat my mother, my dad, my best friend from high school. Like, I'm going to take care of you. And I want to understand why it is you're trying to sell this property, what you're going to do next. I got to understand everything in order to help you at the highest level. Then, okay, here's the game plan. Based on all that, here's the game plan. Okay, we're going to put it out here at this. We're going to do that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You ready to go? Boom, here's the next step. Great, we're on the market. Now, based on, like, what their motivation level is and, like, how anxious they are to sell, et cetera, that plays into the conversations you're going to have with them. Like, we've been on the market for 2 weeks. Here's the feedback. Here's the showings. This is where we're at. What do you want to do, Mr. Seller? Right. Okay. 2 weeks later, here's the showings. Here's the feedback. Here's what's going on around the other listings in the area. What do you want to do, Mr. Seller? You want to do that? Okay. Here's what I would do. If you want to do that, this is what's got to happen. So you're just there to consult. Okay. So I want you to think about something, right? I'm going to help you build your business. It's not about trying to figure out how to sell those listings, because guess what? There's nothing you can do to make a listing sell. Do you guys realize that if we could magically make listings sell, there would be no listings? Days when the market would never go up. They would sell for really high prices, right? Like, if we had any kind of control at all, do you think what would be happening right now would be happening? No. So what does that tell us? We have zero control over anything selling. So what do we have to do? Stop trying to control it. Because what does that do? When we start trying to control something we have no control of, now we're wasting energy, precious energy, right? Energy that could literally be the difference in you tripling your business this year. If you quit focusing so much on trying to how to sell this listing and just focused on getting more listings, think about if you put your energy to more deals, like you're putting into this one deal. I talk about it like this. If you took 10%, most people spend, it's a diminishing return. Like they spend, let's just say like 100% of the time they spend, they only really needed to spend about 10% of that time on that deal to effectively make sure the client loves them to death, has warm and fuzzy feelings about the agent, knows that they care, you're servicing it as well as you can. And about 10% of the time that you actually spend, then what happens? You can actually take all the time you spent on that deal and spread it across 10 deals. Now look at what your business is. And you accomplish the same thing with every client. They love you. And so that's what happens is we have a diminishing return on our time because we spend too much time thinking about, worrying about, talking to, strategizing, marketing. There's not a single marketing thing you can do to sell a listing. No Facebook ad, no open house, no cold calling method. There's nothing that will sell that you can do that will make that property sell. Nothing. It's already out there. It's in every single buyer's cranium right now that's potentially interested. It's like hologrammed into, like they go to sleep at night, like it's a movie on their, ceiling. Like they see the house. Problem is they don't like the house. You can't make it sell. It's not going to happen. So stop worrying about it. Right?
I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much, because that's something that I have been focusing on, and I totally see how just focusing on growing it more is gonna decrease my burnt out as well. No, but thank you so much.
You're not even happy trying to bang your head against a wall against something that's never going to budge.
That is true.
Hopefully that helps.
Ricky.
Oh, fantastic. Cool. I do have time for another question if you guys have one. I get loud, I get animated just because I'm passionate about this stuff. It's not because, I hope you guys realize how much I love you. Like, ain't nothing but love. See, here's the thing. I have to go to sleep at night knowing that I told you what you actually needed to hear versus what you wanted to hear. That's the difference in a coach and a great coach. Okay. A great coach is going to tell you things that don't make sense to you a lot of times. And because think about it, if it did make sense, you'd already be doing it. You wouldn't need a coach. Go ahead. Helen, come on down.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Your energy. I can't wait to get off this call just to start calling because it's infectious. So thank you for bringing that energy to
me
to
either.
us.
I'm going to run straight through a concrete wall.
Thank you. So how do you handle because I'm dealing with one specifically, and for the purposes of the group, I think it's good to learn practical things. I have this seller who called me in January. I'm ready to list. Come and list me. It's $1 million, $1.2 million, and then now ghosted. And how do you handle not to call so many times until you have commission breath, but also be proactive, be be intentional. I mean, I need to continue calling. I've just moved on, but I know that he has to sell because he can't afford that house and he's going to eventually foreclose. Coming from the standpoint of helping, how would you handle that call? Because I am ready to call him today and get it listed.
Wait, you might have lost him already though. So here's the thing too, calling dead leads or calling ghost makes your business invisible.
Okay.
So
So
why is he selling?
he's sitting on an asset that he can't afford at 8%. You know, he bought something that he just needs to sell now and
Yeah.
pretty much get clean. And if not, he's gonna lose I mean, his business is losing and he has to sell. But now I think he's just very busy with business and whatever the reasons. But I mean, I've continued to call him and
No, no,
text
no,
him
no.
and
But Helen, I'm trying to answer your question though. Right. So I'm trying to answer your question. I'm trying to understand the situation better.
okay,
So he wants to sell because he can't afford it. Is he renting it
right.
out or does he live there?
He lives there.
Okay, he lives. So where's he going to move?
Once he sells, he will get some cash and hopefully either rent for a year or so or buy something very small.
Uh-huh. What area?
Similar area,
Similar. How do you
downsize.
know that? How do you know that?
I've already asked.
Okay. And so he might rent, he might buy something, just kind of depending on what it is. Is he going to lose money on the investment?
He's going to break even. He's starting to lose money because not only the interest rate is so high, but also he just can't afford it. He's on a $15,000 mortgage for a
Mm.
million too. That's ridiculous because the interest rate
What
is so high.
what's his business?
He's a restaurant owner.
Mm, got you. So does he have a family? Does he live there with wife and kids or is just by himself?
He's getting divorced and he
Mm.
basically is living there by himself.
Ah, see, this could be the issue right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is he selling because he's getting divorced? Is that playing into why he's selling or why he's in trouble? Or would they be moving if they were staying married?
He did a prenup, so the divorce is not an issue. It's more so that he's sitting on an empty house and just wasting money away.
Right. But I'm wondering if they were staying together, if they would stay there.
I don't know.
Right. So I'm kind of getting down to the nitty gritty now, right? So
Okay.
let me just tell you what's going on, right? And I hope this helps you.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's a question I need to know. Like if you
When I
guys
went to the
were
listing, when I went to the listing appointment, he was with his new girlfriend, so it was a
that's
hard
fine.
question.
That doesn't
I
matter.
couldn't
Doesn't
ask.
really doesn't yeah. I mean like but all this plays into it. Like you don't have to ask that in front of the girlfriend, right? But like these are questions I would have asked on the call before I got to the listing appointment, right? I
Right.
want to understand their situation more than they do, Helen. Right. I want to
Okay.
really understand it. Right. And so what happens when people say this, like the conversion thing, I start asking all the questions I would ask the client. And I normally get to a question pretty quickly where the agent doesn't know the answer. And I'm like, well, we're not even halfway through. And we're not. We're not even halfway through the questions I would ask. And we're already to a question that we don't really know. We need to know every single little thing, or else how can we help them? And so
Correct. Okay.
here's what it is. We're not going deep enough with the situation to understand it to the point where we know what the next step is. And so if we don't know, like you're asking, like, should I call him? What should I say? Et cetera, et cetera. Here's the thing. If we don't know, this is good for everybody here. If you don't know what the next step is with the client, that means you haven't asked enough questions. Because if you asked enough questions and you understood their situation to the fullest, then you would know the next step is really crystal clear to you. Now, I'm speaking in generalities, right? Because I haven't talked to the client and like there could be some things you're not saying, or there could be some things, like you may understand the situation pretty deep and the guy's just not calling you back or whatever. That could be a possibility, but more so to answer your question in two ways. One, if you don't know what the next step is, guys, with a prospect, you're like, how do I follow up? Then you don't even know what we're doing here. You don't even know what they're doing, why they're doing it, when they want to do it. You haven't asked enough questions to really understand what they're trying to do and why, so that you can help them do it. A. B, if somebody's ghosting me, I'm ghosting them. My
Mm,
business cannot be invisible.
okay.
If all I'm doing is calling ghosts, then my business is invisible. So I want you to understand this, Helen. Okay. If you knew how many yeses were in the market for you, you would not spend so much time trying to turn a no into a yes. Sure. Like text him and say, hey, are you okay? I've been trying to call you. Are you okay? Like, yeah, attempt to reach out, whatever. Right. But if he ain't going to respond, I ain't got time for it, baby. I got, you know how many people like are in the market that want to do business with you are literally signing listing agreements right now as we speak that would have signed with you. But we're spending time trying to chase this guy around. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I don't know your business. I'm just saying most agents spend so much time chasing people around that don't want to do business with them or not want to do business right now, ignoring the people that are literally begging them to do business with them, but they don't know it because they haven't talked to them yet.
Yeah, at some point you just move on, and I've moved on. But at the same time, hearing you today, I'm like, maybe I should just maybe call him again. I mean, maybe he's
just shoot him a
busy.
text and say, hey, I've tried to call you a couple of times. Are you okay?
Yeah.
That's it. See if he responds. If he doesn't, like put it on your thing to call him in 2 weeks, to try to call him in 2 weeks. In the meantime, go get you some listings.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Good stuff. All right. Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. I hope you guys got something out of this. Put in the comments your biggest takeaway today. I'd love to see what you guys just feel like your biggest takeaway was out of this. And yeah, like, oh, Ricky, I got some. Yo.
I want to say hi. It's Veronica. Rebecca, I want to give a big shout out to Rebecca because I watched her follow-up game on making sure that you came on here, and her follow-up game. She's the queen when it comes to making sure she brings the best speakers and value. But I just wanted to say follow-up. Obviously, Rebecca is relentless in that. And of course, Ricky's the king of just the stuff that he does. Is just, I'm such a huge fan of yours.
Thank you, Veronica. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Happy to be here. I want to say something to everybody. And just kind of remind you guys, everything Ricky, can you guys give me a second? Everything Ricky's teaching you guys there's no magic formula. It's just the blueprint. And the one thing I want to just say, because I built my business on listings too, is don't make a decision for other people. A lot of times we preconceive and we try to make the decision for them, and like, oh, they're never going to accept this offer, or my seller's going to say no. I love what Ricky just says, like, you can't make home sales. You just have to be the provider of the information of what's happening. I say this because, Ricky, I just landed a contract that's it was interesting. It's for my personal home, and I beat out a cash offer, and anybody else would have told me you would never get that home. And I wasn't going to buy it cash, this particular house. And the listing agent, if I asked her, I said, what is the seller's motivation? And she says, he just wants to close quickly. The cash offer that I was up against wanted a 90-day to 120-day closing, where I was like, okay, so if I can close in less than 40 days, we're good. She was like, you got a chance, girl. Seller said, bring it. And I just want us to not make decisions for buyers and sellers, just ask more questions like Ricky just said. And guys, your job is just to be a guide and to give them solutions and to, ultimately, what does the seller want? And the particular property that I bought, the seller did not want a church to go into it, which the church was the one who made the cash offer. So they did not want a church to be the one to go into. God bless, and I love churches, but they just did not want that particular property that they lived for 20 years to turn into a church. They wanted to be a family that was going to take care of their elderly family and to have grandchildren running around. That was important to them. And that was enough for me to know how I was going to win that offer. So if you just ask deeper questions, the answers are right in front of you.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah. Jesus said, ask not and you'll have not. You got to ask some questions, baby. Hey, I do want to share this. I do Sunday agent devotionals and market updates via email. You guys are welcome to those. A lot of you guys are probably already getting those, but if not, you do want to get on that, get those, you can get those right there. Guys, thank you so much for reaching out to me and having me on. And it's a real honor and privilege to be here to share with you guys. And let's just keep growing together. That's what it is. We all feed off each other. So I love what you're doing, Veronica, as well. So I'm a big fan of you as well. Cool. I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you so much for
Yep.
pouring into our community. We're so excited that you were here with us, and we got so much. I mean, like, I just got to share real quick. You said you opened up with saying you're not dependable to yourself. And I'm like, mic drop. Oh my God, how
Yeah.
many of us are letting ourselves down each day? And the first thing I think of is like, you are prepared with market updates, right? And because of those market updates, it gives you content to post on social
Yeah.
media. And so
Right.
many of us are kind of like, I don't even know where to start. And I'm thinking, it's so easy to just you go into AI and say, give me a market update for my community. These are things I want to know about. And it will give you that market update. But I love consuming all of your content. I just want to binge watch all your stuff right now. Tell us where we can find you.
Oh, Ricky Carruth everywhere. Instagram is the best place. I answer all my messages there. So if you need something, reach out and say hi.
I love your daily devotionals as well. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, guys.
This was amazing. Throw some diamonds on the chat, guys. Throw some diamonds on the chat for Ricky. That was amazing. And don't forget, guys, Build at Sea 2026. We did release the landing page, so you guys can start getting your tickets. Invite those agents. Invite everyone. This is an amazing opportunity for you guys to not just have fun, but grow your business and be impactful in 2026. And I can't wait because last year was amazing. I can't miss this one. This is a no-brainer. So Build at Sea 26. Any last words?
Veronica, share with us a little bit about Build at Sea.
I mean, Build at Sea, guys, it's going to be fire. This is our third year doing it. I was with Jean Frederick last night, or the night before, sorry. And it's just exciting to see that, we have an opportunity to come together as leaders and help each other grow whatever phase we are in our career, whether it's production, whether it's agent attraction, whether it's leadership development. Build at Sea has been an amazing platform, and we have been honored with the privilege to host Build at Sea for the last 3 years, and the relationships that were formed there. I was with Peggy on Saturday night. She said that changed her life. Nick Krem changed his life. Al B. Stasic is hosting a men's retreat, a couples retreat specifically because he completely changed his life at Build at Sea. So this is not only for your business, but the relationships that you are going to form at Build at Sea will change your life, in my opinion, if you play all out, because not only is this about real estate, this is about you building around great people who will impact you. So Build at Sea is my favorite build. I think it's going to be the biggest it's ever been. Thank you to Gino and Rebecca for that. So get your tickets early, guys. Don't wait till the last minute, because I believe this one is going to sell out. We're actually kicking off a little bit earlier the marketing this year. So trust me when I say that. And in honor of the Super Bowl, I told Rebecca, I was like, I'm gonna do a special thing. I got about 5 more tickets left for my event that I'm having in Puerto Rico, my women's event in Spanish only. For those Spanish speaking lady only. This is my first time trying. I'm gonna do a little Bad Bunny style. I got a 50% discount for for a couple of my special guests that are part of my Global Alliance family. So if you're interested, hit me up, send me a DM, and I'll get you a discount. And Jean Frederick and Brent Gove have offered their home for special guests that fall within that, meaning if they need a special room, they're throwing it in because they loved seeing what we're doing here as a community. So that's take action, whether it's your own personal events or you're tagging along with the company events or the organization events. Like, let's go change lives. Real events change lives. Live events change lives.
They really do. Those who grow are constantly going into events. So thank you so much for sharing that special discount, Veronica. I know that's going to be impactful. Build at Sea has already changed so many lives, and so you don't want to miss this one. So click on the link and join us at Build at Sea. I did see a question. It is going to be a Bahamas cruise, and it's coming out of Cape Canaveral. So those who are going to come, they'll fly into Orlando and be able to join us at Build at Sea July 9th through the 12th. So we will see you there. And if you have any more questions, just go ahead and ask in the chat. Okay. See you, everyone. Have a powerful week,
Great job.
everyone.
Great job, guys.
See you guys at the top. Let's go.
Bye.